Okay, so we have a ton to get through in this video. A lot has transpired in the last 24 hours. As you can see, I've received an email reply from the investor relations team. Also, the stock is down 3% for good reason. I'll tell you what I've been doing with my position. Also, there was a recent filing from our second largest shareholder. So that's UMB Capital Corporation. There's been some news regarding their position that I need to make you guys aware of. And last but not least, the juicy part. So yesterday, Tattooed Chef presented at the Oppenheimer 21st Annual Consumer Growth and E-Commerce Conference, and there was a ton of gems that was dropped by Stephanie, Matt Williams, and also Sam Galetti. Okay, and as a result of that, it made me even more bullish. Okay, now before we dive into all of the updates, I do want to say that I think we have an incredible Tattooed Chef community. I mean, you guys are absolutely awesome. I want to thank every single one of you for taking the time to do your own research and also sharing your research in the comment section, sharing your opinions, whether it's bullish or whether it's bearish. Everything all plays a part. And I just thank you so much. It's a privilege being a part of this community. And the reason why I say this is because I've been in the game since 2016, so over 5 years now. I started off as a trader. I was trading for many years, made some money, lost some money, whatnot. But I started investing seriously in 2019. So by seriously, I mean I'm doing my due diligence. I'm understanding how to read financials. I'm reading a lot of investing books, and I've been buying companies that I believe will do well over time, and I've been holding. So I've been doing that since 2019. And what I did find out early on is that the investing scene itself can be very, very lonely, and it's true. It can be very, very lonely, and you're left to your own devices to try and decipher certain things that management says or does, and the fact that we have this community together, it's very, very hard for companies to get away with anything nowadays because we are all connected and we all share a common goal, which is to grow our wealth. So thank you so much for everyone that's taken the time. I really appreciate you guys commenting, sharing the videos, liking, whatever you do, you are contributing, and I appreciate every single one of you. So let's get into the reply. And I think after all of yesterday's shenanigans and reading everyone's comments, I think the meat of the conversation really is just to find out what this privately negotiated transaction entails. Okay, and I just asked them straight. I said, hi, can you please provide some clarity relating to CEO Sam Galetti's privately negotiated transactions pertaining to Form 4 filed on the 16th of April 2021, seeing as the company is now publicly traded. Of course, this is a privately negotiated transaction that took place while the company was still in its SPAC process, so it wasn't quite public at the time. So this was a pre-agreed transaction or agreement. But now that they are public, I feel like as shareholders, we need to kind of get some information as to what this negotiation or this agreement entails. So I said this information should be made clear for shareholders. I think that's a fair enough statement. I run a stock investing YouTube channel, and fellow Tattooed Chef shareholders would appreciate some clarity for me to then provide feedback. Bear in mind, I've been in talks with Rachel before. They said they would consider coming on my channel after earnings, but since earnings, I've been in contact and they have refused to come on my channel. So yeah, that's not really nice. But anyways, moving on. Their reply was generic. I'll be honest, their reply was absolutely copy and paste. I have seen many other Tattooed Chef shareholders within forums, discords. They've all posted the same reply, but just for the sakes of people who may not be aware of their reply, this is their generic reply. Okay, so hi Emmanuel, I'm happy to discuss at your convenience as there still seems to be some confusion about the filings back in April. Chuck chose to resign and it was not based on a disagreement with the company and has nothing to do with the company's financials, policies and procedures. Again, if you recall, I didn't ask about Chuck. I don't care about Chuck. I asked for clarity with regards to the privately negotiated transaction. So this is how I knew, just pretty much a copy and paste. Stephanie was previously COO, CFO, and Chuck was hired to help close the SPAC and advice on public company practices. Stephanie has still been very involved in the financials, so there was no need for a long transition. I didn't ask about Stephanie either. Chuck has now started consulting with other companies. Of course, we knew that from LinkedIn. So Sam's transfer of shares were pre-planned since the time the SPAC closed, based on personal indebtedness in a privately negotiated transaction per the Form 4. So this is what I'm asking. Like, we want clarity on it. You're just repeating yourself. The timing in April was such that it was the time the lockup expired post the SPAC closing. Sam gifted the shares to Ellis, who has been a long time supporter of the business and a close friend of 20 plus years, who also helped on the SPAC transaction. Again, I said this in my video yesterday, gifting shares is not an illegal process, and I think we're just reading too deep into this, okay? It should not be viewed negatively at all, but rather he's a very generous person and took the shares out of his own pool versus the business. And this is very key. I love this line here. He chose not to dilute shareholders, and he took a portion out of his own shares and gifted it to his friend of 20 plus years. Now, can you imagine if Sam chose to dilute shareholders just to gift, his friend Ellis some shares? There will be all out war, okay? If anything, this does contribute to Sam's character, and I like that. For what it's worth, Ellis has left Rutan and Tucker to start his own practice. There was no bribery despite the claims the YouTuber made. Tattooed Chef still uses Rutan as counsel, okay? And you know what, investors? I really want to put this to bed, okay? This is what I shared with my Discord yesterday. I said, look, this is all that matters. As long as the sales continues to improve and set records with every quarter, and the company continues with their expansion plans, this episode will be forgotten in under a year. And once we get to the portion of the video where we go through the Oppenheimer presentation, I've almost already forgotten about this episode. It's absolutely annoying, but it is what it is. Like I said, it's good. It's healthy. We're keeping open-minded, but this is the company's reply, and I think for me that deads it for now. All right, so let's go to Tattooed Chef. So the share price as a result is down. We're down 3% on the day, and again, a lot of shareholders have reached out to me and said that they plan to reduce their size just to mitigate risk. Essentially what Rob said he would be doing, but I've got news now that Rob is completely sold out. So, all the best to Rob. I've got no beef, no qualms with him. I think he's a wonderful investor, and I think he's an asset to the YouTube investing community. And I completely respect the guy. So we've got additional selling pressure from retail investors who are choosing to reduce their risk. But on top of that additional selling pressure from retail investors, we had our second largest shareholder. So that's UMB Capital Corporation. So let me bring that up there. So as you can see, UMB Capital Corporation, they own 5.7% of the business. Well, as of when this was last updated, and they were sitting on 4.6 million shares. Okay, they were sitting on 4.6 million shares. However, they filed a 424B3 form, and that's pretty much informing us that they plan to sell up to 2 million shares of Tattooed Chef common stock. Okay, so essentially they are near enough cutting their position in half. So you've got retail investors who are trimming their position, and our second largest shareholder, UMB Capital Corporations, they are also trimming their position. So it's not looking good. All right. So our second largest shareholder is trimming positions. A lot of Tattooed Chef shareholders, they are also trimming their position. And also Jerome Powell gave a statement yesterday. He pretty much changed his narrative, and he came clean with investors with regards to inflation, and then also the central bank will be hiking interest rates, and they gave us a timeline of, I believe, 2023. So all of this is just piled on Tattooed Chef, and the stock has taken a beating. Okay, so the stock has suffered today. We're down 3%, and this is just what it is right now. Okay, so you have to look at your investment, look at your portfolio, look at the weight that Tattooed Chef takes in your portfolio, and manage your risk accordingly. So with that said, let's move on. Now, yesterday, amongst all of the madness and the chaos going on online and within the Tattooed Chef community, Sam Galetti, Stephanie Diekman, Matt Williams, they presented at the Oppenheimer 21st Annual Consumer Growth and E-Commerce Conference yesterday. And unfortunately, I actually missed the event because most of my time yesterday was spent replying to as many comments as I could, replying to my Discord members, replying to other Tattooed Chef shareholders in Discord communities, on Twitter, on DMs, on Instagram. It's been all over the place. So I completely missed out on this, but I want to give a shout out to the Rocket Enthusiast. He created this blog, which was a summary of the event itself. itself, and someone tagged me on Twitter. So shout out to you who tagged me on Twitter. But he gave a very detailed summary, and I've highlighted a few points that I think Tattooed Chef shareholders need to get excited about. So Matt Williams spoke on the growth of the industry itself, and he said that the plant-based position products in the categories in which we, I guess he's meant to say competes, not completes, are actually still growing 20% year over year. So that's in a response to a question about, now that restrictions are being lifted, is there going to be a need for packaged food and whatnot? But Matt Williams confirmed that, look, the industry itself is still growing at double-digit rates year over year. That's insane. And he also mentioned that there's plenty of opportunity for us to introduce our brand to every retailer across the country and be a leading innovator. And one of the top categories in the plant-based space is frozen pizza. And of course, we've got our brand new line of pizzas added to our pre-existing pizza products. So that's very, very great to see. But this is why I'm bullish. Okay, let's get down to the meat in it. Let's get down to the meat. Why am I so bullish? According to CFO Stephanie Dykman, the company's current manufacturing capacity can support, right, up to $500 million in annual revenue. I'm going home. I was about to say I'm going home. Wow. Well, I'm dropping everything now. And she restated the guidance for 2022 of $300 million. That's going to be easy, okay? So the manufacturing capacity that she's talking about now is in relation to our acquisition of Foods of New Mexico. That added to our manufacturing capacity. But to be honest, up until this point, we didn't really know how much more that's going to add in terms of revenue. And she just confirmed it now. $500 million in annual revenue. And as a result, she reinstated $300 million, right? And stated that there is a clear path, investors, there was a clear path to $1 billion of revenue in 2026. Madness. Okay. That if that doesn't get you bullish, I don't know what will. Maybe you're still caught up on the whole speculation and opinions of others. But if you want to follow the facts, these are the facts that you need to be paying attention to. Insane, okay? So other key points that I liked was in the latest 12 weeks, Tattooed Chef is now the number 16th ranked brand in total dollars out of 137 brands in the frozen food category, okay? So they're currently also finalizing business relationships with Dots Foods, which is the largest food service redistribution company in the US. Velocity at Target has increased. It's up 34% since the start of 2021. I mean, come on, guys. It's the number one brand in category in average dollars per store selling, outselling Amy's, Stouffer's, and Lean Cuisine at Target. National brand awareness has grown 66% since the start of national television advertising campaign. It's absolutely insane. And you know what? You guys need to do your own homework. So what I will do, I'll leave a link to this incredible blog in the description below. Click on it, have a read through. Made me absolutely bullish. And to celebrate, I shared a link with my Discord to that presentation. And right here today, I picked up an extra 100 shares of Tattooed Chef at $20. I think it was like, what was it? $20.90. I picked up more, meaning I averaged up slightly. So my average is about $19.19. But I averaged up a little bit to $19.27. I believe is my average. So $19.27. I picked up an additional 100 shares in celebration. Peter Lynch says, know what you own and why you own it. And I know what I own and I know why I own it. So that's why I picked up an additional 100 shares and averaged up. Please, if you're not bullish, if you don't like this company, sell so I can buy more even cheaper. Honestly, you guys do not understand. This company is incredible. They've got great fundamentals, great financials, a great management team, contrary to other people's beliefs. and that's why I increased my position. Now, last but not least, we have a third product now launched in Costco's UK, and it's the cauliflower stir fry. Thank you to the tattooed chef shareholder who shared this picture with me. But this is now our third product in the UK, which is confirmation that we are continuing our expansion across Europe. So guys, I remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Please do what makes you feel comfortable. Do what's best for your portfolio. I'm just sharing my ideas with you on YouTube. It's not financial advice. Do what best suits you and makes you feel comfortable. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate a like if you gained any value from this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.